Another day, another video. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we're watching The Big Bang Theory. This is the 18th episode of the third season. Hope you guys have been enjoying it so far. If you like to watch today's full episode, it is available for a link in the description below. Just click on it, put the password in, and enjoy. So last episode is basically everybody finding a ring from Lord of the Rings. Howard said it was an authentic ring. It wasn't even a replica. You know, they've basically said when the movie was being filmed, they created 9 rings. You know, 3 of them went to cast members. The others were destroyed. 1 was stolen, and they found the stolen one in basically a car boot, garage sale, whatever you want to call it. And it was all fighting over who was going to be the keeper of it. Now, they all had different plans. Raj wanted to sell it and buy a jet ski. I think just Howard and Sheldon just wanted to keep it themselves as sort of a momentum to thing. Do you know what I mean? Like, yes, I've got this. This is mine. This is a replica. This is from the movie. They wanted to use it to basically when he was reenacting stuff in the park and he was, you know, doing scenes and playing the Lord of the Rings, you know. But Leonard wanted to actually send it back to the actual creator of the ring himself, you know, because it was a stolen artifact. And obviously all episode they was fighting and bickering and arguing and, you know, they was trying to gather who was the actual rightful owner, even though it's technically all of them. And at the end of the day, it seemed to be when they all fell asleep, Leonard come and he snuck in and he took it off everybody and pretended that he sent it out back to, you know, the director. But then again, at the end of the episode, we seen him actually wearing it in his bed, and Sheldon come in and tried to take it off him, and they both ended up having a little scrap. And that's how the episode ended. So I don't know. I thought that last episode was good. I thought that the last few had been a little bit better. You know, my favourite one of the season so far has been the one when he got high, when he went outside and he was stargazing. That was decent. That was my favourite one this season. But I feel like the season 3 in terms of, you know, the whole overall thing has been pretty entertaining, to be honest, and I'm excited to see how we finish it. Thanks for checking out today's episode. Hope you guys enjoy it. If you do, please smash a like. Really helps out. Subscribe if you're new. And as always, let's jump into today's episode.
In Avatar, when they have sex on Pandora, they hook up their ponytails. So we know their ponytails are like their junk.
Yeah, so?
So when they ride horses and fly on the birds, they also use their ponytails.
What's your point?
My point is, if I were a horse or a bird, I'd be very nervous around James Cameron.
There are more important things in the real world to worry about. For example, why wasn't William Shatner in the new Star Trek movie?
Up in the administration office, and I happened to overhear the name of the winner of this year's Chancellor's Award for Science.
What self-important preening fraud are they honoring this year?
Oh, I'm so glad you asked it like that. You.
I won! This is astonishing. I should call my mother. Wait, I know. I'm going to conduct an interview with myself and post it online.
Do you remember when you had to watch 3D films with those glasses? I used to, mate, as a kid, remember watching them.
It looked like that spear was gonna go right through your skull.
No.
That will be another congratulatory call from me. Mute, please.
Hang on, flaming arrow.
I see. What happens if I choose not to give a speech? Uh-huh. And if I don't want to forfeit the award? Well, you've got that tied up in a neat little bow. All right. Thank you. They expect me to give a speech at the banquet.
Yeah, before the movie, you did 20 minutes on why guacamole turns brown. Turned brown while you were talking.
I'm perfectly comfortable speaking to small groups. I cannot speak to large crowds.
Congratulations! Brought you cheesecake from work. You know, because of your award, not because a busboy sneezed on it.
Sheldon, you're being ridiculous.
Am I? Let me tell you a story.
Where's 70 children when you need them?
I was 14 and graduating summa cum laude from college. I was valedictorian and expected to give an address. Even now, I can remember that moment when I walked up to the podium and looked out at the crowd. I began to hyperventilate. My vision became blurry, and before I knew it, oh dear.
Do you know what? It's actually tough, that, to be honest. I always think this, you know, like sometimes, like I said, he's been honoured, he's getting an award, but has to go and do a speech in front of everybody. Like, what if you don't like doing it? I don't understand, like, how you can kind of force him. It's a low-key, like, blackmail, really, isn't it? But, like, it's not to the extreme of, like, that. But you have it in your job as well. Like, for example, my job, near enough, every single day, you don't have to speak to somebody. I mean, conversing the conversation, like, in work you do, but not in terms of a crowd. But then again, when you win new projects, because I'm in construction, sometimes they say, yo, we want you to come and do a presentation on how you're going to do your job. It's like, mate, I don't want to. Like, literally, it's nothing to do with my job role. It's just that you want us to do a presentation to say how we're going to construct it. But 99.9% of the times, that's not a requirement. But you want me to come up and speak in front of 300 people? I don't want to do that. I don't like it. You know what I mean? That's not something that I'm confident in. And, you know, it's not part of the job role that I signed up for. So I kind of understand where he's coming from. Like, just because you could speak to groups of people, and I could speak to hundreds of my friends and family, people that I'm comfortable around. But, like, if you put me on stage in front of hundreds of people that I don't know and tell me that I have to be there without really a choice of myself, then, again, I won't fall for fate on the floor like him, but I'll be uncomfortable and not really as fluent as I would be right now or in terms of everybody else. You know, it is tough, actually. Stage fright is a massive thing. A lot of people get it.
With all due respect, I don't think praying will help. No, I have not heard the song Jesus Take the Wheel. Yes, I'll buy it on the iTunes, Mother.
We think we can help you with your stage fright.
Oh, I doubt that. I haven't figured out a way, and I'm much smarter than all of you.
Yes, but you're not smarter than all of us put together.
Oh, I'm sorry. That is what I meant.
Probably is. It probably is.
We can be your team, like Professor Xavier and his X-Men.
I do like the X-Men. What are your powers?
Okay, well, I'm gonna take you shopping, get you a nice suit, might give you more confidence.
I thought I could try to analyze you and get to the root of your anxiety.
I don't know, some Indian meditation crap.
I see. Well, I assume since the rest of you have set the bar so low, you're saving the most impressive contribution for last. Go ahead, Howard.
Power is the ability to pretend like I give a damn about your piddly-ass problems.
So, what do you say, Sheldon? Are we your X-Men?
No. The X-Men were named for the X in Charles Xavier. Since I am Sheldon Cooper, you will be my C-Men.
I'm going to be leading you through a series of meditation exercises. These methods come from the ancient gurus of India and have helped me overcome my own fears.
And yet you can't speak to women.
True, but thanks to meditation, I'm able to stay in the same room with them without urinating. Imagine yourself in the one place you feel most at home.
His
Where
bedroom.
is that?
Sim City. More specifically, the Sim City I designed, Sheldonopolis.
Go buy a sweater.
The nice thing about Shellmart is I own it, so I get a 15% discount.
Just take a friggin' sweater.
I didn't turn a profit last quarter by taking product off the shelves willy-nilly. A Godzilla-like monster is approaching the city. I have to get my people to safety. People of Sheldonopolis, this is your mayor. Follow me. If the children can't run, leave them behind.
He's going to do it to everyone. He's going to stress them all out.
Raj?
Sometimes when I'm feeling all stressed out about something, I go out and buy a cute top or a fun skirt, and I have a whole new outlook on life.
This is pretty sharp.
I feel like that just fits Sheldon. He usually wears a checkered kind of suit,
you're
doesn't
wrong.
he?
This is great. I had a suit like this when I was 6.
Where the hell did you find that?
In the prom department.
He does look pretty smart, to be fair.
This is absurd. I look like a clown.
He looks smart there. I like the checkered one as well, though.
So, Sheldon, how you doing?
Would it be helpful to you if I told you about my dreams?
I don't know, maybe.
I recently had a dream that I was a giant, but everything around me was to scale.
How did you know you were a giant if everything was to scale?
I was wearing size 1,000,000 pants.
Sometimes people have trouble accepting accolades if, on a subconscious level, they don't feel they deserve them.
Going to try to recycle Adler's doctrine of the inferiority complex? I could probably get that from the woman at Ralph's.
When I was 8, I won a ribbon at the science fair for my project, Do Lima Beans Grow Better to Classical Music? But my mother pointed out that it was just a rehash of my brother's earlier Do Lima Beans Grow Worse to Rock and Roll.
How did that make you feel?
Terrible.
Sounds like he's in therapy now.
Go on.
Yeah, look at the roles are reversed.
It wasn't my fault.
It just flipped like quick.
For God's sake, I was 8 years old.
Thank you, Leonard.
For what?
If someone as damaged as you can find his way to crawl out of bed each morning, I think I can face a simple award ceremony.
His mum was the type of person to
Good
shut him
evening,
down like
ladies
that,
and
though.
gentlemen. It's my great honor to introduce the winner of this year's Chancellor's Award for Science and my good friend, Dr. Sheldon Cooper. Isn't that nice? His mother sent him a letter. Dear Shelley, I am so proud.
Oh dear.
You winning
What's
this
the matter?
award
I'm
fills
getting
my heart
dizzy.
with joy.
Don't worry, you're surrounded by your semen.
Here, drink this. It'll relax you.
Alcohol? I don't drink alcohol.
Fine, faint.
I want to see him do his speech now. I wonder if it changes him just like Raj.
Ladies and gentlemen, our guest of honor, Dr. Sheldon Cooper.
He's got over a bottle of wine.
All right, you people ready to have some fun? Why did the chicken cross the Mobius strip? To get to the same side. Bazinga! I know you're out there. I can hear you metabolizing oxygen and expelling carbon dioxide. It looks like we have some academic dignitaries in the audience. Dr. Randall from the geology department, only man who's happy when they take his work for granted. But I kid the geologist, of course, but it's only because I have no respect for the field. And what do scientists study? The universe. And what's the universe made of? Antimony, arsenic, aluminum, selenium, and hydrogen, and oxygen, and nitrogen, and radium. Just the Asians. And lanthanum, and osmium, and astatine, and radium.
I wonder if he's going to be happy the next day. Oh no, he's hungover. Yo, he looks so different with his hair, just like ruffled up.
Would you be able to answer some questions I'm having about the events of last night?
You might want to check YouTube.
All right, people, let's get down to the math. It is only three-dimensional thinking that limits our imagination. Can I take my pants off over my head? We had access to higher dimensions. We could move our pants around our bodies through the fourth dimension. And our days of dropping trousers would be over after the astronomers in the audience get ready to see the dark side of the moon. And here's Uranus.
The thing is, though, right, is if you was in a situation like that, would you want to watch all of it so you knew what was coming? You know what I mean? Like down the line, so like if you go to work and everybody's there, and obviously you made a fool of yourself in front of the whole like company. Would you want to know everything that you've done so that you can kind of prepare yourself for it? Or would you just rather know that you've made a fucking fool of yourself and you're just not going to just look at it and just accept it? You know what I mean? Because it's also cringe looking back and seeing yourself actually doing things, isn't it, that you can't remember? You know, especially like when it's drunken nights out as well and you see yourself doing stuff. You know, it's always embarrassing sitting back and looking at it the next day. Now, I actually think that was decent from Sheldon, to be honest. I feel like we should do a couple of more drunk Sheldons. Maybe not where he takes his pants off and starts going on a Madden, but like just the way he's more flamboyant and lively. Raj obviously becomes a different person when he has his drink. Now, obviously, I like Raj now, who he is himself, but I feel like when he has a drink as well, because it's a different character person, you know that you're going to get like this overconfident, a bit able to talk to women, do you know what I mean? Like the guy who's out there just going for it. And it's like good because I like who he is now when he is by his friends, but when he does his drink, it also like gives me another exciting part. So I can see obviously like other stuff that he does as well. It brings another like level to his character, and I feel like Sheldon would be great doing that. Like his character, we all know who he is. The guy who's smarter than everybody else. The guy who's always so kind of like on it and he knows everything, and he's kind of got a bit of OCD and he has a routine and he has to do everything a certain way, and he eats his food on certain days and dresses certain ways, and it's, you know, it's, I don't know, like porridge Mondays and I don't know, burger Wednesdays, you know what I mean? Like he has it, everything laid out his life. And if he starts having a drink and changes his personality, it'd be good to see this different Sheldon and what he does and how he's totally different. And I'd be excited to see some of that. But, you know, today I kind of understand how he got a little bit drunk, and obviously, like, you know, he had to have an award, he got nominated for it and he won it, and then he had to go up and do a speech, which he's scared of doing, and he had to try and take the edge off, and obviously it's him getting drunk. I can't really blame him for doing it. It's interesting what he was doing, though. He gained loads of confidence to go on stage and went up and humiliated himself, which is pretty funny. And, you know, everybody can have a good laugh about it. But at least he got his award. Hopefully they don't rescind it at the end after it. Okay, that is going to wrap up today's episode. Thanks so much for checking out the channel today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. You know, what always interests me is, like, in this show, obviously because it was out quite a while ago, you know, when you go onto the YouTube, it's totally different to how we all see it right now. Do you know what I mean? On YouTube, we have the thumbs up and thumbs down. But back then, you had the rate out of 5 stars. And that is literally the appearance of that YouTube video and the stars and how the layout was, how it actually was. And it's mad. Like, you should be able to see it as well. I don't know if you could do it now on YouTube. You know, like if you search a video and then obviously we all come up. So if you search the Big Bang Theory reaction, you know, I may pop up and other people doing the same thing. But does it actually show you the percentage of the ratings? So say I made a video and, you know, it had 100 ratings and 50% voted up, 50% voted down. As you search me in the actual filter search bar, would it actually show my video and say 50% thumbs up? Because that, I would not click on a video that I'd like it showing it. Do you know what I mean? Like if I search for a video on YouTube and then before I clicked on it, I could already see the ratings and it was like 60% thumbs down. It'd be like, why would I click on that video? You know what I mean? It used to do that. So like when you used to search for something, if you search the Big Bang Theory reaction and then it pop up, this video was 2.5 stars, like, you know, it's interesting because that instantly reduces the amount of, I would say, reach your video can make. Because as soon as it's got a pretty crappy rating, nobody's actually going to click on it. Do you know what I mean? So again, it's just interesting to see it as well like that. But also, it's interesting to see how people deal with different situations as well. You know what I mean? Like stage fright, I think a lot of people actually get that. And I can't really blame him for obviously, like I say, drinking. You know, people have different things. I think I'd struggle in front of a bunch of people that I didn't actually know. In terms of people that I do know, my friends and family, I think I'd be able to do it really easy. But in terms of strangers looking up there, seeing you, it is quite intimidating. It's quite scary. And you got to actually make sure that you don't make a fool of yourself. In terms of him wearing his suit and stuff like that, he's obviously threw his pants away. I thought he looked really good in the one that he chose. I actually think that, you know, the checkered one kind of fits his personality, though, if I'm being totally honest. I feel like checkered and the way he is, kind of outspoken, it's kind of like he is, you know what I mean? It's bold, it's strong, and I do feel like that is a type of suit that actually fit him more out of, you know, like just a plain and simple one. Another thing that I actually really like about the Sheldon character is when he jokes around and says bazinga. You know, I think that's actually hilarious. Sometimes I don't actually know that he's selling a joke or not. You know when he got, what was it now, Raj to sit down when he was interviewing him for his job? I thought he was being serious, and at the end of it, he's like, bazinga, you know. I also like when he tells a joke and then he pauses and goes, that makes me laugh as well, you know, because it's just something that he usually finds funny and not everybody else, you know what I mean? But like, I do love it. It makes him who he is, and his character's just really interesting. But you know, that's going to wrap up today's episode. What are we on now? 18? We're flying through it, aren't we? We're very close to the end. It's like 18, 19, I think it's 18 though. You know, not long to go until we're going to season 4. I feel like it's mad, mate. We're absolutely flying. Hopefully you guys are enjoying it on the Patreon and the YouTube as well. You guys are amazing, showing a lot of support. I really do love that. Thanks for all your comments again. You know, you guys are absolutely legends, engaging and just making the channel way fun to do. So, you know, thanks so much for that. But thanks for checking out today's episode. If you did enjoy it, please smash a like, really helps out. Subscribe if you're new. And as always, I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers, guys.